two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, oh nigga Justin.
How dare you?
Hey everybody, I'm Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown.
And we are Medium Popcorn. And we're not spoiling this movie. No. We're we're not spoiling. Just I said, I'm stuttering now. Because I'm upset.
Why? Why?
Because Justin, you've abused your power.
Why?
Because for your birthday shows, we get to pick the movie we want to do. And you were like, what's a movie that's gonna make Brandon insane? Surf Ninjas. And you know what's crazy is, as a kid, I think I enjoyed this movie. I remember watching this on VHS several times in the Bomberang and the Sega Gear and shit like that. I used to think this movie was cool. Now, as a grown adult in my 30s, this is one of the worst things I've ever put on my eyeballs. This like ruined Ernie Reyes Jr.'s career, right?
It did it?
Yeah, he like lost his development deal because of this movie. He had a 3-picture deal and shit.
That's
bro, this movie's so bad. And Rob Schneider's 28 years old, played a high school kid,
which is crazy because like Rob Schneider looks like he's like 16 in this film.
I mean, he doesn't look well. They did not do his makeup well. He looked way too pale.
I mean,
he looked sickly.
I mean,
he looked like E.T. when E.T. was like sick from not being home and shit. When he's like, Elliot, he looked like that nigga. By the way, I refused to watch E.T. because of that scene. That scene fucked me up as a kid.
Why?
That was so scary, dude. But Surf Ninjas.
Pieces, nigga.
First off, this is how crazy the 90s were. They show us the main kids. They show us the older brother and the younger brother, and they're surfing. And then they start showing the credits and there's implying that the kids are still surfing. But we're like, we can clearly tell that those aren't the same actors.
Yeah. I mean, Brandon, is that your big gripe with this
cinematic
masterpiece, Surf Ninjas?
Oh, how dare
that you could tell that the stunt people were out there surfing, that these guys weren't asses. Come on, Brandon.
You were talking out your ass. This movie is trash.
I don't know what you're talking about. This movie is a revelation.
Do you genuinely like this movie?
Ba 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 rum ba 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 rum.
I always thought they were saying Baba Ran.
No, the guy's name was the Baba Rum, and they changed it to Baba.
Okay,
Rum.
But it is Baba Ran.
No, right? It's Barbara Ann.
Oh,
Barbara Ann. She kissed my hand, Barbara Ann.
Damn. Okay. You got me rocking in the roll and rocking in the feeling, but boom, boom.
Ba. Yeah, Brandon, like, come on, bro.
Well, first of all, does it really matter? Because this movie is so bad and so stupid. Okay. What did you like about this movie? Well, as a kid, I can understand why we like this movie. Because it has video games for no reason. They never explain how that works.
Hold on. I will say, I will, the first things first, the little brother with the whole video game thing, that was fucking. You're not supposed to use that, but like
you shouldn't use that.
Yeah. That was
not 1993, bro.
Well, I mean, this movie is in 1993, but that was god awful. That was so stupid. They could have done that in a completely different way. I know they were trying to get up with the times and throw some branding into that, because I forgot what handheld that was.
The Sega Gear.
Yeah. Okay. The Sega Gear. So like, yeah, they were, product placement and all, but that it didn't work. That was so stupid. So stupid. I will give you that. That was so stupid. But
Well,
go
so
ahead.
this was actually yeah, so the Sega Gear was the answer to the Nintendo's Game Boy, and this film was originally going to feature a Game Boy instead of a Game Gear, but because it wasn't
Sega Gear.
color at the time, I guess it's called Game Gear, Sega Game Gear. I used to call it
Okay.
Sega Gear.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so I think the video game was specifically made. Yeah, there's a real Serpent Ninjas game for Sega Game
Yes.
Gear, but it's completely different from what Adam was playing. However, the game Adam plays in the movie is also real. It was developed by Sega exclusively for use in this movie.
Yeah.
So was this whole movie meant to be like a marketing campaign?
Yeah. I mean, every movie in the 90s was that was meant to be like a marketing ploy.
True.
The product placement in movies in TV shows and like music videos was crazy in the 90s because that's when all that stuff really started to take off.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, yo, they were just shoving it down our throats on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like movies like this is like they kind of exist in a time capsule. They don't do this kind of stuff like to this extent anymore.
And why did you like this again? Like, when did you stop liking this movie?
I never stopped liking this movie.
God, come on, man.
So now, first of all, we have Ernie Reyes Jr.
And
as
senior
well
in
as
this movie.
and senior in this film, father and son, both martial arts, both stuntmen,
Both
out
terrible
here
actors.
doing their work,
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
You saying that terrible voiceover is good work?
What do you mean?
The terrible voiceover at the time. You know exactly what I fucking mean.
What you talking? What you talking about, Brandon?
I wrote down several times. This voiceover scene is so insane.
Listen,
the comedy was crazy. We have Tone Loc. That's how you say it, right?
yes, not Tone Lock. Tone Loc.
I didn't say Tone Loc. I'm correct. You know, I've made sure to say correct. We have a black man that randomly pops up at an Asian island, just acting like it's all good, baby. He's a detective from Venice Beach. Like, what's he doing there?
So I'm just gonna drop this on you because I was watching this. And I'm sitting there looking at Tone Loc, and I'm just like, yo, I noticed Tone Loc, but he looks mad familiar to me, bro. Tone Loc looks exactly like a guy that I used to work with. I'm talking about like I'm maybe convinced that this nigga's a time traveler. Like you know.
I mean, maybe Tone Loc needed some work, and so he was working with you at some point.
I reached out to him and was like, yo, are you sure you are not related to Tone Loc? Like he's not really your daddy or your uncle? He started laughing. He's like, no, what are you talking about? Why? And I sent him 2 pictures of Tone Loc, and I'm just like, he looks like your uncle here, and he looks exactly like you in a younger picture. And I started sending to other people that we work with, and they're just like, oh shit, it looks just like him. I think this nigga's a time traveler. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Aren, nigga, you from the past, the future, I don't know. But you also Tone Loc. Just saying.
Okay, so about the movie that everyone can understand.
Yes,
you're talking about some dude that none of us know.
Nobody knows. I know, but like it's been blowing my mind.
It's your birthday episode, so you get to go over random tangents that no one can understand.
Yep, that's what I do.
By the way, that place that they were living at in Venice Beach would be worth a lot of money now.
Oh yeah, for
I know back in the day that shit was like the hood, but like yo, that'd be worth like millions now.
Yeah,
and they probably didn't keep it because they went to go. Well, these aren't real characters, and also, I mean, the whole thing with the white dad took him from this island to protect. I was just like, first of all, when he came to the States, there'd be so many fucking questions about this white man with these 2 Asian-looking boys. there'd be a lot of.
Would there though? Would there? Because this is also the 90s, and if you came in with the child of color, it'd be like, oh, you saved them from dire straits in the country that they come from, and you'd be looked as a hero.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it was just weird because they were like, you know, the man's trying to keep us down. I'm like, your dad is the man. Like, what are you talking about? And then Rob Schneider's in the kitchen talking about how his parents are doing some kind of like research in the middle of fucking Nevada or some shit, and he's making the grossest omelet in the world. And then he's like, anchovy omelet. And then they're driving so recklessly with the moto surfing and shit. I'm like, they should be dead. This movie's over. It's minute 7. They crashed. They're decapitated by a sign or something.
So Brandon, are you gonna sit here? You're gonna tell me that that these scenes where Rob Schneider is breaking the fourth wall and talking to the audience and stuff like that, you didn't find that at least bit hilarious, or those little
No.
side jabs that he was throwing at Ernie's Ray Sr. and things like that? You didn't find any of those amusing? Because I did.
No, nor did I find like, and to be fair, his grandmother apparently is from the Philippines. So him doing that Asian accent isn't completely racist, but it's still problematic. And at one point, he has a Hitler mustache. I was like, this nigga's all out of his goddamn mind.
He's like their Scottish uncle, your Uncle Iggy. He's like, come on, boys, come and get in here. I beat you with my bad leg. I'm just like, what?
Oh, you think this shit is hilarious? You're
Yes.
fucking crazy. Because you're cackling right now. Like, what is going on?
Oh, this one took me back, man. This one took me back.
Wouldn't the kids be in foster care, even with this crazy ass uncle? Their house blew up.
Oh no, for sure. Well,
no, that's before the house blew because they go to the house
yeah,
and then they get attacked by all the ninjas that just keep popping out of nowhere. You got this nigga with an eye patch that's fighting ninjas, protecting these kids. And I'm just like,
yeah. And it's also the fact is like, why didn't he stay? It's not like he was getting hit by these ninjas. Like he is beating their ass. like he is straight up just mopping the floor with these guys. There's really no reason for him to run away because he is literally a weapon.
But also it made no sense. No one's noticing these ninjas fighting.
Yeah, just
it's not like a regular
converging on this one apartment over
and over. Even at the
over.
school, remember the ninjas are like by the window, and then he flips.
Oh yeah,
he's fighting the ninja outside the window. I'm like, no one noticed that shit.
People were so enthralled in learning in that.
And the 90s, the generation that started all this shit.
Yes, that's why we're here right now, because they were very studious. They were studious. They wouldn't see no ninjas floating up around the windows. No, they were looking at trigonometry. Damn it!
I want to get into that.
Well,
because it's just everything you just said was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the lip syncing, the ADR was so garbage. Like, okay, Justin, like I said, I remember as a kid, I enjoyed this movie.
Yep.
Until, I started reading and I started watching other movies.
Okay.
Leslie Nielsen's performance is fucking
nuts, absolutely nuts.
And they're saying that he has half a robot face because he got the other half smashed by an elephant.
Yep, the elephant stepped right on his face.
And his kryptonite is water.
Yep, because their hands made of metal, fall in the water. You never know what can happen.
Okay, Justin.
Completely nuts.
Justin, I need you to
completely nuts.
I need yes, okay. I need you to come to reality for a second. Okay, please.
I'm gonna come closer to reality.
Okay. You understand that this movie is fucking garbage, right?
This movie's amazing. That's what I heard from you saying. You
did not enjoy watching this.
I enjoyed watching this.
There's no way you enjoy watching this.
Leslie Nielsen's character. Would we have been better off to have someone else playing that role? Yes. But I mean, the movie was great.
This movie is so problematic, so sexist. I mean, once Kelly Wu's character,
wait, Kelly Hu?
Who? Yeah.
Who? She was a revelation back in the day.
Yeah, she's very. I mean, she's beautiful now. She's 55 years old. She's still great.
Yeah, she's still great.
But yeah, I mean, immediately they're sexist towards her. Ernest Reyes.
Hold on. Why was she sexist towards her?
No, I said they were sexist. They were sexist towards her.
She was betrothed to be married, and then they told her
that's not right.
Well, I mean,
immediately Johnny's like, my Betty.
So hold on.
Possessive and shit. That's crazy.
That's customs that's a custom of another country. So we can't say that
A fictional
somebody
country,
from
Justin.
hey, but that's in this story. That's they have arranged marriages. Are you gonna go to an Indian person and say like, hey, that's sexist, whatever? That's their culture, man. You can't shit on somebody's culture and say that it's sexist. Well, like that's the way they do things. You have to accept it. But at the same time, the moment she says like, I don't know about this whole getting married thing, I want to do my own thing. He didn't be like, no, you got to marry me and grab her by her hair and drag her behind a rock. He
That's
didn't do
because he
any
had bigger
bullshit
fish
like
to
that.
fry right now. But you best believe once he gets in that throne, he gonna become Ike Turner probably,
I don't know, man.
flipping around and kicking and shit.
Not Ernest Reyes Jr. That guy was amazing, great guy.
It just I don't want to do this anymore. This is so stupid. The movie made no sense. They just so their house blows up after like the ninjas come.
Yep.
Zach, who's Ernie Reyes Sr., he
Yes.
fights them off, but then they escape. The house blows up. The dad gets captured. He gets tortured on the island and shit.
Mhm.
And they're slowly making their way to the island themselves. That's when they meet Kelly Hughes' character.
Kwanzaa, dude. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just none of them made sense. And the video game just started working, and that's how he was using it to help Johnny fight and shit. I was just like, the 90s were fucking nuts. When it came to kids in the 90s, it was a wild, wild west.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's just I think the moment that they where this movie does go off the rails a bit is with the fact is like they're trying to shoehorn a lot of like random shit into the film, a la the Sega
Yeah.
Game Gear and all that other junk that didn't necessarily need to be there. I think that like Rob Schneider as the comedic the comedic character in this film. I think that like his whole thing was just like him just like is like, hey, I'm the guy, I'm the gonna be the prince. Basically, him just trying to whitewash this movie and making it about him. I mean, you didn't find that at least the
No.
least bit amusing. I
I don't
found it
think I
hilarious.
never really found Rob Schneider funny. I didn't like the animal. I didn't like
You
Deuce
know,
Bigelow.
it's funny. This is one of the few things I found Rob Schneider funny in.
Oh no, I thought he was like gross and stupid. Completely, he added nothing to the movie. If anything, he distracted it by one looking hella old, and two trying to make it about himself. Like so very white centric. Like it's about me versus like helping drive the story forward.
Yeah,
Everything he did, improvisation was about him. It wasn't in service of the story or the comedy. But that makes sense because in Uvia's trivia, um, it turned out that originally this was written as a straight action adventure somewhere in between Indiana Jones and the Goonies. But Rob Schneider, along with director Neil Israel and some other people, did a rewrite of the film and turned the movie into this very schlocky, bizarre thing. So he's the reason why tonally this is fucking nuts.
Well, which is crazy because then you're speaking about Ernest Reyes Jr. and you're saying that this destroyed him and yada yada. It's like,
Oh yeah.
if that's the case, is this not his fault?
Oh no, it is because his agents should have fought for a better movie. So, again, to your point, Uvius Trivia said this film was made as a vehicle for Ernie Reyes Jr. because New Line Cinema, same studio who made the 3 original Ninja Turtle movies and Surf Ninjas, saw potential in him after Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze, opened to good numbers, and then he was given a 3-picture deal, with this being the first. Following this movie's failure at the box office, his deal was terminated. So that means he got a very, very hard call Monday morning after the box office receipts came in.
Kino.
They're like, hey, man, please tell me you didn't buy that new house you were looking at because that bill going to get a little hard to pay off. You know what I mean?
And the fact that he got his father in there too. It's tough. It's tough.
It's hard to have a family box office bomb. That's tough to pull off. Also, Ernie Reyes Jr. Sr. was not good either. Yes, he was doing some stunt work and stuff, but his acting was god awful.
I feel like you have a lot of hate towards.
Bro, there were ninjas fighting in skin tight tiger tights, like tiger stripes. And I was just like, what? Why are the ninjas all different like outfits and shit? They should be uniform.
Listen, man, Johnny was doing the best that he could with what he was given, and I think that he nailed it.
What? What does Johnny have to do with this? I'm talking about the bad ninjas.
No, it's Johnny. I'm just saying. You know, Johnny, aka Ernest Ray Jr. or Ernie Ray Jr. did the best that he could with it. I think he nailed it. I think he did a decent job with what he had. With what he had.
Well, maybe if you had bought 50 million tickets, that would have been proven true. But you didn't. Because this movie,
I would if I could.
they were torturing the white dad, and I was like, why? He don't know nothing.
Well, he's the one who took those kids out of there. He's a
But
part of.
he doesn't know where they are. They're trying to find them.
No, but also holding him will make sure that they come to save the dad, and then they'll come right to you. That is, you know, basically textbook villainage.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true. There's nothing new in this. It's just insanity because they added a Sega Game Gear element. That again, they never explain how that works.
Yeah, I mean, they said that he's
And then at
gonna
one
be
point,
a
the
great
game
seer.
at one point the game is like he's living the game out in real time. Like at the end, it shows him like giving a thumbs up and like, yeah, I hate. So are
Yeah,
they saying
the Game Gear thing was really stupid.
are they
Really
positing
stupid.
that Johnny can't fight without the game?
No, no. He is a natural fighter. He's like he didn't even have to train. He was going to be one of the world's greatest fighters. And
Okay.
but the kid was supposed to be the younger brother. I don't know why the kid I can't remember his freaking name. He was supposed to
Adam.
be like he's supposed to be like a seer. Like so he'd be able to see the future, but like his vessel was the game that he was using the game. He doesn't have to use it, but because he's so attached to it, like that's his vessel for, you know, you know, for showing it that power.
Okay. I still nothing. There were no rules to this.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what you say.
You gotta give me more. You picked this for your birthday. You gotta give it more because I'm not trying to entertain this movie. Nothing. Because, bro, we Tone Loc just shows up.
He's
He
a
just
cop,
shows up.
man. He
shows up.
Tone Loc was a cop. He was on the beat. He was trying to save these kids. He's a young black man in
First of all, was he young?
Hold
was
on,
he young? Because he looked old as hell.
hold on. He was a
With that
black
TJ
man.
Maxx suit.
He was a black man in California, and he's trying to help kids. He's trying to help Filipino kids, these little kids who nobody cares about.
Hey man,
nobody
you dig? I'm Tone Loc. I'm gonna talk like this. I talk like I eat gravel for dinner all day.
I don't know why Sling Blade is here.
That's how he sounds crazy.
No, he doesn't. Tone Loc is an iconic voice. Do the wild thing.
If you play Wild Thing for a Gen Z person right now, they would not have any idea what they're listening to.
That's how time works, Brandon.
Well, no, I like Tone Loc didn't stand the test of time, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't think that voice is iconic the way that you're.
Tone Loc was big in the 80s and 90s. There's tons of people that they wouldn't know about. A lot of them don't know who the hell Coolio is.
Yeah,
a lot of them don't know who a lot of people are, Brandon. You can't use that against.
I'd rather watch.
Guy.
How long was this? Like 80 minutes or some shit. I'd rather watch Gangster's Paradise for 80 minutes straight. The music video just over and over and over again to ever have to watch this.
You would be doing yourself a disservice. And like Simba says in the chat, Brandon had blind anger for this movie. Anger. You can't see all the fun nuggets that are all around this film because you're hurt. you got that bile. You got that bile just all up in you. You're like, get the bile up out of you and enjoy a film. Enjoy the martial arts. Enjoy Kelly Hugh just looking delicious on film. Just enjoy the comedic.
Now you just stuttered. Listen, this nigga was so crazy. They handcuffed him, and then he got free. They're like, "How'd you get free?" He said, "I had a key." Like, how'd you have a key? I swallow a key every Tuesday. This nigga was troubled, and then he said, "I'm coming with y'all to this
Yo,
island because
my
I'm gonna
man's
need." No. This nigga said some crazy shit. He said, "I'm in need of some serious laughs." I wrote down "me too," and then he said, "He was like, I'm gonna go with y'all." I was like, "Nigga, you going international? Unprepared. You ain't ever coming home. Like, what are you doing? You ain't got a passport.
well, he
And
didn't
you
need a
talk like
passport. He
that.
was going on a boat.
First of all, niggas shouldn't get on boats like that.
Yeah, but he on the boat. He on the boat. He need a vacation. He needs some laughs. He was like, it seems y'all kids got some shit going on, so I'm just gonna join on with it. Wow, thing.
That was not black certified.
I mean, listen, you're also sitting here breaking down a man who swallows keys every Tuesday. His gut is packed full of keys and metal. Come on now. You got to
Oh
understand
yeah.
that this guy needs time away. He
First of all,
needs
that didn't even make sense. First of all, that didn't even make sense. Okay, let's say he got free because he swallowed a key and he shit it out, right? One,
Mhm.
how to get his pants off to get into the shit. So he shit his pants.
Okay.
And how did he get the key from the shit?
He just got it down his leg. He's just
I'm done. I'm done.
you know, he did
Stop.
he
Stop,
did his
Jesse.
leg.
You know what's crazy? Just stop. Take the L.
Oh God. Oh God.
This is so stupid.
Brandon. Oh shit. Brandon. Did I ever tell you this? Not pretty
Oh
sure I
god,
told
it's
the story.
another shit story. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure I told this on the podcast, but it's been a minute. When I used to work at the school in Yonkers, there was this kid. He asked, they were doing standardized testing, and he asked the teacher if he could go to the bathroom. And the teacher was like, no, you have to finish your test. You can't leave in the middle of the standardized test. He's like, I really gotta go to the bathroom, Mr. Kelly. He's like, you can't go. You have to finish your test before you go to the bathroom. And this kid shit on himself. But now he's a big child. But when he shit, it was like he shit a fucking brick out. And it just rolled down his pant leg. And it's just sitting on the floor in the research center. And he started crying. He runs off to the bathroom. There's just a brick sitting on the floor. And then they sit the boy in his he's like, Joe, you go in there and talk to him. And he's like, yeah, Mrs.
Talk
Charles, I
to him.
know. Yeah.
Talk to
Yeah.
him about what?
So my boy Joe walks in, he goes,
Go talk to him.
hey. He's like, oh, hey. He's like, hey man, yeah. He like puts his hands up, like, I don't know what the fuck to say to you. And he goes, I know, Mr. Charles. This happens every other year. So it's like, wait, you consistently shit on yourself every year.
That's terrible. They probably had digestive issues and shit.
But the crazy thing was, it wasn't this. We weren't talking about no diarrhea, Brandon. This was a brick of shit that he somehow projectile shit down his fucking legs and onto the floor. Oh, and then they gave him. They went to the office and they gave him fucking sweatpants that said "juicy" across the ass, and he walked around with his shitty pants and drawers in a plastic bag that he carried around with him for the rest of the day. I was like, yo, schools were brutal back in the day. Inner city schools, fuck you guys. But that's what I think happened with Tone Loc in this film. He shit down and he just jingled it down his leg. He's jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. And then he like kind of got through the shit to unlock himself.
Hey, I mean, at this point, you may as well just write a book about shit stories. You have so many. You may as well. You ain't working. Just write the book at this point.
Ooh. Oh,
Just call my shit stories.
shit and me.
It's just I can't understand why you have so many shit stories. But sure,
Bowel movements that never end.
that's how Tone Loc got free. He fucking shit his pants. So he should stink to high heaven. Um,
He can wash
apparently
himself in the ocean.
that's salt water, bro.
He still wash his ass.
It, salt water doesn't really clean you though.
I mean, no, I mean,
Like if you bathe in the ocean, that's not really getting clean though.
I mean, it's got some scrubbing action because you got the salt in there, so it acts as an exfoliant.
But then it cakes on though. Like that's the thing though. It's like you gotta wash off the salt at some point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you'll wash it off later on, but you got to wash his ass, so you get it off you.
You just mumbled words. You didn't actually say anything.
No, I said it. Simba, you understand what I'm saying, don't you? Yeah, Simba's like, yeah, he got it.
Simba is a person in the chat, by the way. He's not talking to Simba from the Lion King in his mind.
Maybe I am, nigga. Maybe
right.
I am.
According to UVS trivia, Tone Loc actually got sick from the food in Thailand. Thailand wasn't a big movie making country, so the caterers weren't professional caterers for movies. Every single day, they would have a huge vat of rice and some vegetables and meats, and the actors weren't even sure what the meals were. Oh boy, especially for Tone Loc being the only black person on that set, they were probably feeding him eel and all kinds of shit.
Listen, I'm down with eating kind of like different kinds of cuisines from other countries.
Yeah, but you gotta make sure it's prepared properly. If like if they're making
I mean,
large
hold on.
quantities of food and they're not ready for that, that could be really bad.
You don't know whether it's prepared properly until you find out it was not prepared properly. I mean, and you can get that same sort of terrible shit here in New York City. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
I mean that's just. I mean, and you get at McDonald's, you get it at a high end restaurant. It really doesn't matter.
Have you
So
ever
nigga ain't washing his hands? He ain't washing his hands. Go on.
Have you ever heard of someone getting a salad and like asking if the kale's been massaged?
That sounds.
I went to lunch with a white coworker and she
I was about to say white.
She asked for the kale to be massaged.
Can you massage the kale?
Kinda, yeah.
Free range kale. Are you sustainably sourcing your kale?
It was not great. It was a weird experience, and I was like, "Well, I'm never going to lunch with you now."
Yeah.
Shit. Wait, I was like, "What do you mean by massage?" She's like, they touch and they fluff it up," and I'm like, "What?"
Wait. So what did the person behind the salad bar, say?
No, it was a person at the restaurant. They were like, "No."
Wait, they were just like, no, we don't massage the kale.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they were just like, bitch, if you want massaging kale, you could do that yourself.
It was weird because the waitress was white as well. So it was like these two white women just kind of staring at each other. Like one was like, you got to do this for me, right? And the other one's like, you fucking crazy? We're not going to do this for you. It was a very interesting white moment.
So basically they were on different spectrums of
whiteness. It was interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
I hadn't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
I expected one of their heads to explode. Oh, I wrote down, when Leslie Nielsen's malfunctioning because of like the video game and stuff like that, he's essentially jerking himself off in front of a child.
Oh yeah. That was weird. When he grabbed his own dick. He's like, oh,
and that was improvisation. That's fucked up. Which I have a feeling it was. Because this nigga had fart machines on set. So, he was trying to do some Michael Jackson shit.
First of all, Leslie Nielsen was a fucking legend, comedy legend. And,
even though I never cared for Naked Gun.
Rest in power to Leslie Nielsen, and, I'm going to never let Brandon come on this show and sully your great reputation by even inferring that you were being inappropriate to a child. So don't do that, Brandon.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Legend.
He's not. I mean, this movie made him. Anyways, then they had the surfing ninja scene where they're all on the waves and the ninja. I was just like this, and then the fake close-ups with the people surfing, and you're like, I get it. It's the '90s. They probably didn't have that much of a budget. What?
And
Justin, I don't know what to say. That's why I'm looking at you like, come on, bro. This is your birthday. Like, it's gonna be me huffing and puffing for another hour.
Brandon. This is all I wanted for my birthday. It's all I want for my birthday. That's all I want. I want to see you squirt. This is great. This is great for me. This is great. And thank you for sitting and reviewing this film with me because this is everything that you're giving, all the questions that you're asking. Yes, love it.
Nothing made sense. Even at the end. Okay,
It made
first of all,
sense.
we didn't even talk about the school assembly and the Bon Moran whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And with the acapella group and shit. I was just
Okay.
like, what?
First of all, I'm gonna explain that to you real quick. So they have an Asian guy coming to the school, and they're just like, "Hey, Asian kid, do something
Yes.
Asian for this guy." So they were being racist, and he was
Yes.
just like, "Well, whatever," and he just basically turned the racism on them. That's what it was. If if that were a black kid and somebody from Africa was coming and he did some bullshit like that, I would congratulate him. It was like, because fuck them people, make them look bad. So I'm you. We should all be fine with that scene.
I wasn't because the lip singing was terrible.
The lip singing. Come on, come on, dude. That's what you're worried about, the lip syncing.
The lip singing, the ADR, everything was terrible. And also, I mean, the ending was just rushed and garbage. They're the randomly princesses, so they're not going back to America.
No, they are. They are. They are. He's basically dissolving the monarchy. He's freeing all the people. He's just like, yo, you guys can do, run your country and whatnot. He's like, I'm going back to high school, and like I want to live my life.
He was in high school.
Yes, he was 16 years old. He just turned 16 years old.
That's crazy. He did not look 16.
Yeah, he was 16 years old in this for this film.
I'm so frustrated.
I don't know why you're frustrated. You were literally watching a film that was just laid out for you, just like a beautiful salad bar. Just look at that. Massage that fucking kale. Look, all of it is right there ahead of you. But you know what? You were too busy looking for dirty lettuce. You're looking for dirty lettuce. You're looking for that unmassaged kale, and you couldn't enjoy the wonderful spread in front of you. That's what it is.
According to UBS research, this movie only made $4.9 million at the box office and was a bomb because there was no promotion or marketing. It was during a time period when New Line Cinema was changing hands, so it fell through the cracks. It was a sign that it wasn't going to do well. It was a sign that it wasn't going to do well when the premiere was being put on the Reyeses in their hometown with their own money. Oh, so they had to put up their own money for the premiere. Okay. Yeah. Already knew he was in trouble. He'd be like, hey, buddy, yeah, the development deal. How much did you pay for the premiere party?
But you know what, Brandon? I mean, yes, it's all fun and games, but if they did that because he was a young, person of color, and they didn't care about him.
I'm sure.
So,
Yeah.
like, I would hope we're not.
They probably did some test screening.
Demise.
No. They probably did some test screenings or something like that. They probably knew that this was a stinker. I mean, it was shot in 5 weeks.
Yeah, they rushed it, and they if they didn't put any care to it, and then they're gonna blame him. Like
they had nothing made sense. It felt like Tati said. It felt like in the 5 weeks that they shot it, that's also when they wrote it. And I was like, yeah. Because literally told Loke's character, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go with y'all because I need a vacation. Like, that's not how life works, bro. You don't have a job when you come back.
No, he's just like, hey, I found them kids. I got them. I got taken hostage, but I'm good now.
No, he lost his job. And that's why in Blank Check, he's working for that crazy nigga trying to get Preston's money.
You're right, though. You're probably right on that. I'll give you that one.
This is a prequel to Blank Check. Yeah. It's just as insane. Again, the 90s were crazy for kids.
No, they were.
The 90s between this, Blank Check, Camp Nowhere, kids were unhinged and left to their own devices in the 90s. And we haven't even reviewed heavyweights on the show where they fucking take over the camp.
Mm-hmm. So you know that Ernest Ray Jr. in this film, he was only 23 years old. No, 21 years old.
Okay.
21 years old when this one came out.
That's a hard lesson to learn when you're 21.
Actually, yes.
That's a hard lesson.
Like, you know, that is kind of rough. I mean, so like, yes, you know, Ernest Ray Jr. didn't have the career that he probably hoped for. That picture deal didn't work out, but he still did a ton of stunt work and things like that. So he still definitely had a career, just not as awesome
Star.
as he thought it was going to be. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
he
just
was
not
in
star.
Last Dragon. He was in Barry Gordy's Last Dragon.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know, he came a long way in his career. I mean, this guy, he
Well,
did work.
this came out after Barry Gordy's Last Dragon.
Barry Gordy's Last Dragon came out in the 80s.
Yeah, this came out in 93, right?
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he's even by this point, he's had a pretty damn good career.
Okay.
Because he was kind of like Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. Yes, like he was just in a scene or two, but like it was also he was like a memorable characters. Yeah, he had a bit of a standout scene in there.
Hmm.
There's a little Asian kid kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hard fall, though. Let's be honest. Like this is because you're doing that.
That's Hollywood though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Hollywood though. Because let's be totally honest. Like for the most part, that's more of a setup. You know what I'm saying? And then you had you let other people come in. They do like he didn't have any control.
Hmm.
Somebody else comes in. They change the movie around. They basically dick him around, and then they kind of bury it, and they don't put any money towards it. Like what? Honestly, what it sounds to me is that like somebody didn't necessarily want him to have that push, and they kind of just like said whatever with this film.
Yeah, probably, but Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. So guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL40 exceptional. If a film, this film deserves popcorn. So I'm not even gonna talk about the dog shit.
Nope. Explain the dog shit for the new listeners.
No, I won't.
Explain
Guys,
our rotten ratings, please.
The 1993 family comedy film Surf Ninjas.
I would not watch this with a family unless you want to have a mass suicide.
But I'm gonna watch this with my kids later on. Family comedy film.
You don't want them to love you no more.
Surf Ninjas, starring Ernie Ray Jr., Ernie Ray Sr., Rob Schneider, Tone Loc, and the amazing Leslie Nielsen. Brandon, what say you?
Yeah, this gets 6.5 million piles of dog shit.
Dog shit is not on our scale.
Yeah. So for folks that are unaware, dog shit is where any movie that doesn't deserve a bag of popcorn gets put into. And so I'm doing $6.5 million piles of dog shit, which is the number of the budget supposedly that this movie had. Even though I think some of that probably was money laundering. This nonsensical, horribly edited, horribly written, horribly improvised, horribly marketed. And it's a marketing tool as a film. It's terrible. This was a slog to get through. I had to fight myself to stay awake to get through this shit. And I hated young Brandon for watching this several times. My grandmother had, God rest her soul, had so much fucking patience to have watched this with me probably. My Lord. Justin, I know you're gonna give it a butter popcorn and shit because it's your birthday movie, but you know better. You know the truth. Give your rating. Give your bullshit ass rating.
This is an XL, guys.
You nigga.
This is an XL coming from me.
I'm not putting this on Rotten Tomatoes.
This is an XL.
Justin, you cannot bring down Paddington 2, but then give this an XL.
An XL.
Okay.
XL. Justin loved it. I loved it, and I will watch it again.
You better be being facetious, or you never get invited to a film festival ever again.
No,
I'll tell you that.
I will watch it again. Surf Ninjas is one of my favorite movies. It brings me back to a simpler time. I love the martial arts. Ernest Ray Jr. I always thought he was great, and obviously things didn't necessarily work out for him with his career, but that doesn't mean that he's not a talented brother. So like I very much enjoy this film. I do wish that they gave us somebody other than Leslie Nielsen, even though he's phenomenal. But like, I don't think this was necessarily a role for him. It was a little too campy. I think they should have gave us somebody a little bit more threatening, but then maybe made him a little bit camp. Add some camp to that. But yeah, I think it's a fun film. You don't take it
Yeah.
that seriously, and if you just go into it as something like, hey, I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to have fun. See a little bit of martial arts, and and just some just craziness. Yeah, you have a good time. So Surf Ninjas XL.
We did get a Patreon thought on the Surf Ninjas, and folks, remember if you sign up Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn, you're guaranteed to have your thoughts and reviews of the film we're talking about right on that episode. So the one Patreon thought we got was from Simba Jackson, who's actually in the chat with us. And remember, patreon.com/mediapopcorn, you could join
What's
us
good?
live when we're recording these episodes. And he wrote 3 words: brothers don't surf. This movie is a deep cut to my childhood. I've been singing Ba Ram Ram since I was 6 years old. This is a wild ride. Leslie Nielsen was a bumbling idiot. R.I.P. to the dude who kept getting kicked down the stairs. Monsoon
Classic.
dudes.
Love it. I love it.
I don't want to do this anymore.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
you
watch
have
this
your
anymore.
opportunity in June.
No, I don't. I'm not going to make it to June. I'm not going to make it to June. I'm telling you right now. I'm so frustrated with what we just talked about.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Brandon. I'm very sorry you feel that way.
I'm someone in the chat's like, Brandon just quit the podcast. I don't know. I may not be here next week when we record again.
I broke him, guys.
I really am
Broke
so
'em.
upset because you know what it is? It's that, yes, I can see you have an affinity for this movie, and I know you like to see me tortured, but bro, come on. I'm exhausted just trying to get through this. But folks, as always, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on all social media platforms. You can follow the show Medium P Podcast on all those same platforms. Also go on TikTok, we're there as well. And youtube.com/Medium P Podcast. Push that subscribe button so you get alerted about all future videos of our ugly mugs, as well as celebrity interviews. And UV in the chat is asking, is this worse than Only the Strong? No, Only the Strong was entertaining. Only the Strong was fucking nuts, but at least it was entertaining. And that movie's still bad too, but at least like it had some funny like fights and stuff like that. This is just bad from start to finish. I think mostly because it's Rob Schneider and just anyway. Okay, Justin, how can people follow you as the birthday man to celebrate your time of birth and your 57th birthday?
Yeah, okay. Guys, I mean, listen, if I'm 57 years old, I look good as fuck for 57.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
See?
anyhow, guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It on the socials. You can also follow this show and support this show at patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Also, guys, remember that we are going to South by Southwest. So, signing up to Patreon helps. If you just don't have a monthly budget to actually just throw something out every month, you can always go to mediumpopcorn.com and actually hit a little donate button, and you can send us a little something extra, a little something, maybe
That's
even
right.
a donut. You can send us a donut, but the little money will actually help with our trip so we can bring all these exclusives to you. But again, take yourself to patreon.com/medium popcorn, sign up for Patreon, because that is the best way.
That's right. Slap it up, put it down, everybody. Everyone get around. All right, y'all. Happy birthday, Justin.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry that your birthday brought the end of this podcast.
Nah, well, I knew that my birth would mean the end of something.
Oh boy. All right. Goodbye.